Hey guys, Iron Wolf here. Today I'll be doing some commentary over some replays I received from the War of Twilight. Today's match will be between BaskomWelford and Jofursloft. I'm joined by Exodarian. He's going to be doing some commentary with me. He's one of the devs that works on HYL Conquest. He works a lot on the AI and with the game's balance and whatnot. So I hope you guys, enjoy his commentary and whatnot. Um, Today, we'll just be, analyzing some of the play that we see here, talking about like some of the matchups and what these players do and things like that. I hope you guys find this interesting. I know a lot of people have been looking forward to some of the matches from this tournament. But we'll go ahead and get into the first replay here. So the first replay is going to be on the Gerudo Desert. This is pretty much the standard map when it comes to 1v1 Hyrule Conquest. You see, I'll bring it up here in just a moment, but Bascom is playing the Kokiri, while Jofursloft is playing as the Goma. You see here the blue Kokiri from Bascom. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. Yep, BaskomWelford. And then over here, you see Jofursloft playing as the red Goma. Now, how do you feel about these two factions, Exodarian? Like, what are your opinions on them?
Well, let's just say that the Goma require some work,
Oh yeah,
and I've already been doing some work on them lately. In regard to their balancing, I know the caretakers are completely broken, so I've already nerfed them. They're going to be multiple significant changes regarding balance, but also some change to the AI in an upcoming balance patch. So
right. Well, that's good to hear because this faction is definitely one of the stronger factions in the game. The Kokiri as well, and if you notice here, um, Jofursloft actually did not opt to ban Saria, which is probably why Bascom here opted to go with the Kokiri, because for those of you that don't know, Saria is probably the best hero in the game, and when she is not, when like someone has not banned Saria, she makes the Kokiri automatically just become the best faction in the game due to the fact that they can get Deku trees and Mass Slingers so early.
I mean, this should be a significant advantage for him then, if he is allowed to use Saria.
Right. So Bascom here, he definitely has the overall advantage. The Saria generally beats the Goma like in most situations, like as far as like a matchup is concerned. But the Goma are still, a very strong rush faction. They their rushes with the Goma are a little bit faster than the Kokiri rushes. However, they're a little more risky, so that's kind of the payoff here. But you see from Jofursloft, he's already got some of these caretakers out gathering all this food using the hive larva as well as harvesters. It's very effective, very effective. He's trying to get a bunch of food early, because that's really what you need to do is this faction, is get food early so you can get these early larvae and caretakers out.
I mean, it seems pretty clear that he wants to go for a caretaker rush. It seems also to be the meta at the moment for the Goma
Oh yeah.
players.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the Goma, like the meta in most matchups with the Goma is you go for Caretaker Rush. Although in some situations you want to go with like Agatha and go for Mass Hive Larva, but in most situations you'll go with Solkaris and Mass Caretakers, which is a very effective strategy. And you see here this Goma Queen building all these eggs, just trying to get as many of these Caretakers out as possible. You see he's got 6 right here, doing really well on his economy. But you look over here, Bascom, he's getting a market growth. Usually, at this point, the Kokiri player will start saving for maybe like a Battle Grove, but he's probably definitely wanting to go for that soon so he can get a Deku Tree.
Are we already seeing some come out, like maybe Saria or Deku Tree, or
No
no?
Saria coming out just yet. He probably wants to. Yep, he gets the Berry Seeders upgrade for his town center. You see here he's already getting some of these Minutemen, posting them on the outskirts of his territory, probably trying to watch out for any like Goma scouts or any caretakers. But you see here from Jofursloft, he's depleted all of his berries at this point, taking all his caretakers and larvae off the food there, and going to be probably going for a rush here. Let's take a look. Bascom getting the woodcutting upgrade, definitely an essential with the Kokiri. You always want to get that upgrade as soon as possible. He's also training a lot of Minutemen, as you see here, which is interesting. Usually at this point, Kokiri players will save to start getting Slingers and Deku Trees out, but he's opting to go for Minutemen, which isn't a terrible idea, because it gives you some kind of defense against something like this. Although, without Deku Trees, I don't know what he's going to be able to do against several Caretakers and some Soldier Larvae. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, it doesn't seem he has the defense ready to deal with this caretaker rush at the moment. You see
Right.
what's coming in. He probably doesn't know about this yet, like these soldiers coming in.
Oh yeah.
But with just a few Minutemen, this is not going to end well for him.
Right. And you see here he's getting his battle grove up. Uh, this is a little late to get a battle grove up with the Kokiri in most situations, but he's still getting it up. Although he's probably going to lose it here. These caretakers, Jofursloft notices that he's building this battle grove, needs to stop it before Deku trees can start coming out. He's going to lose it
Yeah.
right here.
The fact that they have that pierce damage and the shadow damage on the caretakers, like that combination is just incredibly overpowered. It's really difficult to deal with it.
Right. You see here he's got, how many is that? 15 caretakers. This is very difficult. You see these Minutemen are just falling like flies right here. This is not looking good for Bascom here. This is a very fast-paced game as we see so far. All these Goma. Jofursloft's army still looking very healthy though. Take a look here.
There's barely any resistance from
Oh yeah.
Bascom. He doesn't have the soldiers, and at this point the builders are just going to fall really fast as well due to that magic damage.
Right. And you see over here, he's getting a battle grove up. If he can get this up soon, maybe he can start getting up some slingers and decker trees. You see here, he gets a Keaton marksman out, as well as some Minutemen. This is definitely a really good ranged unit, but it dies right there, and he loses another grove, which is unfortunate. How many resources did he need to get Saria? Okay, he's a little behind on resources, so he probably can't get Saria out at this point. You see here he's getting slingshotters, trying to get that really good ranged unit out. Maybe try to deal with some of these larvae, but I honestly don't see what he can do at this point.
Yeah, maybe try to rebuild somewhere else, but at this point of the game, with this much of an upper hand, it's pretty much GG.
Alright, let's take a look at his resources. Yeah, you see he's really falling behind on resources here. Unfortunately, so I don't think he can really pull anything off here. So yeah, this is kind of game, unfortunately, for Bascom here.
It's a very quick game right there already.
Oh yeah, that was a very fast game. Under 6 minutes so far. I would say, Bascom in this matchup, Saria is very, very strong and definitely one of the heroes that counters the Caretaker Rush. However, Bascom was kind of playing a little too passive there and not going for Decker Trees as soon as he had the opportunity. In some cases, that's what you want to do. But against the Goma, you really need to get that unit out as well as Saria as soon as possible. So that was a little unfortunate there.
I do feel that the Kokiri do have the capacity to also build an army quite quickly early in the game.
Oh yeah. They're definitely one of the stronger early game factions. Even without Saria, like they can get so many Minutemen and Slingshotters out so fast. Like it's really, really, really strong. We'll go in. That was the first game. That was really unfortunate for Bascom there. We're gonna go into the second game here on Death Mountain. Not a map you see a lot, but a lot of people were playing on it in the War of Twilight because it is a part of the rule set that Game 2 is always to be played on Death Mountain. So we'll see how things play out here. Bascom actually opting to go with the Kingdom of Hyrule this round. Jofursloft staying with the Goma. So we'll see, how he can adjust his strategy as the Hylians. Definitely not an amazing faction, but definitely not a weak faction by any means. They definitely have the tools to deal with Goma, especially with Kazakh. Kazakh specifically against the Goma is just very strong in general. Let's get in here. Game 2 on Death Mountain.
What did he pick? What did he pick? He picked Link.
Link, okay, interesting. Not as effective as Kazakh in this matchup. However, Link is still one of the really strong early game heroes for the Hylians due to the fact that he buffs all the citizen soldiers, which is really, really nice.
I mean, at this point, we should probably expect another caretaker rush from Jofursloft.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, although the main issue with that is the Goma, due to the lack of food on Death Mountain, it's actually a little more difficult for the Goma to set up a caretaker rush on this map. But we'll see how Jofursloft adapts here. You see he's got some hive larvae coming out with his queen. And I don't know what he's doing with this builder right here. We'll see how that plays out. But he's got these soldier larvae, maybe trying to go for like some kind of expansion or something down here. I don't know. We'll see how how that works out. But you see here from Bascom, he's got a storehouse up. He's gathering from these cuckoos. Usually with the Highlands, you actually want to go for, as you see here, get these town lookouts, because the town lookout is actually more effective at gathering food than the Highland citizens. Um, so in a lot of situations, especially with Link, you're going to want to go for a lot of these town lookouts because of how effective they are at gathering food, and because they count as citizen soldiers, they gain the buff from Link as well. So it's a very, very strong unit with this strategy in particular with the Hylians. See here, he's building these eggs back at his base. Almost out of cuckoos here, so he's going to have to find some kind of food supply. You see here, he's got, how many is this? Okay, he's got 6 hive larvae, 4 soldier larvae, trying to go for... Okay, he's creeping these tektites out here. Interesting, you know, you don't see this a lot. He's probably trying to go for some kind of expansion, though, so he can try to get more food. That would be my guess, at least. What do you think?
The tektites are a nice way to get some quick food from well, just food gathering in general.
Right.
It's just nice for the Goma to have that option here. I mean, they have to expand quicker on this map to be able to accumulate that food that they need.
Right.
I mean, obviously they could make a few farms, but obviously food gathering from these corpses is going to be a lot faster for them.
Oh yeah, for sure. The Goma farm's not the most effective farms in the game, but you see here he's got several of these hive larvae. Probably wants to use these to gather food and then eventually turn into caretakers. You see here he's getting this vacuole up, so he definitely wants to gather from this area, which is odd because while yes, the vacuole is very good because it can be placed outside of your own territory and into neutral territory, usually you want to go with an extractor because an extractor is a little bit cheaper. It takes a little less time to build, and it does serve as a drop off as well, but only for food. So if he's going for only food here, I would have gone for an extractor personally. But if he's going for other resources as well, the vacuole is definitely the option there. Let's take a look down here. Bascom getting a tower up on his north front right here. Probably wants to try to keep an eye out for any rushes or anything. He lost a couple of these units right there. That's really unfortunate. Probably lost them to the wildlife or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if he tried to do that just for view range or also or for just defense here, because if he wants to go for defense, he should build one of the other towers. I don't think this tower is going to keep out the Goma caretaker rush. It's going to be dealt with quite quickly, honestly.
Oh yeah, for sure. This tower, you know, it's a watchtower. You know, it's definitely not meant for setting up a defense. It's more of just setting up either as something to garrisons your range units in. It's that's really the only situation in which you'd want to use it for defense. But in this case, yeah, I would say he's probably using it to keep an eye out for those caretakers, in my opinion. But let's see what he's going for here. Nothing. Okay, he's got 1 citizen in the works. He doesn't have too many units right now. Let's take a look at his resources. Okay, he's doing okay on his materials. Probably, as you see here, he's getting these 2 farms up. Really low on food though, so that's unfortunate. Let's take a look at Jofursloft here. You see here, he's already got an army he's trying to go rush with. Only got 1 caretaker though, probably trying to get food from up here. He has no workers though, so we'll see what happens.
Does he have enough food to get these caretakers going, or?
He doesn't have enough food for another caretaker. He's about to though. Once he hits 50, he'll probably have enough for another caretaker. Yeah, as you see there, as soon as he hit 50 food, it immediately upgrades one of these hive larvae into a caretaker. And you see here, he's moving these harvesters up from his main base to up here to this expansion. Probably wants to start gathering from it. You see here from Bascom, he's got a barracks up. Probably wants to go for some early infantry. Bascom here, he's got more of a defense than he did last time, and there are certainly less caretakers than there were last time. So this is more doable, but I definitely feel like Jofursloft is in the advantage here.
Yeah, those 2 caretakers will probably be enough. He doesn't have he only has a few town lookouts, no real soldiers yet.
Right.
And it takes quite a while to get those recruited. So.
Oh yeah, you see here he's getting one of those Kingdom Infantry, really good early game infantry unit. A lot of these citizen soldiers are very weak unless you have Link on the field, which he doesn't. He still needs a lot more food before he can get Link out. See here, he's getting another tower. Alright, Kingdom Infantry comes out. See what happens. Not training anymore. Interesting. How's he doing on resources? Okay, he's not doing amazing, but he can definitely pull something together.
It's not GG yet.
Right.
But at this point, if Jofursloft plays this well with his caretakers, getting them out one by one and kiting them around, yeah, at this point he's probably going to capture that tower. One thing to note is that the capture regeneration is a lot higher in HYL Conquest if you put units in there.
Right.
So
That's something that's definitely very different from the vanilla game.
I'd say you'd need about, I'm not exactly sure, but you'd need at least 20 or 25 soldiers to capture that tower if it's garrisoned.
Right. You see
And
here. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, because the tower you can only garrison 2 soldiers in that watchtower, but just
Right.
those 2 soldiers you can probably keep out like 25 soldiers from capturing it, so they're forced to actually destroy it.
Right. See how fast these caretakers take care of this Kingdom Infantry. He's got about, how many is that? 4 right now. It's really good from Jofursloft. Probably what he's trying to do here, honestly, is just kind of, you know, kite Baskom here, kind of just like stay on the fringes of his base, keep the pressure going while he's got these harvesters up there gathering food, so he can eventually try to slowly but steadily pump out these caretakers from his front line. You see here, he's got rid of the storehouse, the tower, and the barracks now. This is really unfortunate. Yeah, you see here, he's having his caretakers start sieging his town center. Okay, so Baskom had some stuff down here that we missed, but he's gonna lose it very quickly to Jofursloft here.
Yeah, the moment they get into range of that town center, okay, they got out of that range.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. The ranges are going to be changed in the balance patch probably as well.
For the town centers?
So, yeah, as well. I'm going to. I've already been talking with Nephalim about changing this around, and so I mean, I think people can expect this to be changed in the upcoming weeks.
Right. That's good to hear. Glad that something is being addressed. About the caretakers, because they are very strong. In this current version of the game, and you see here, yeah, there's not really anything Baskom can do here. He's only got a couple workers. Probably struggling on resources. Yeah, this is probably GG at this point. He can't really do anything. He can't get a hero out. He can't get any like valuable units. You see how this caretaker is just right outside of the range right there of the Civic Center. But yeah, this is probably GG, unfortunately, for Baskom here.
Yeah, I think the only thing he could have done is he could have tried to harass the Goma earlier, or he could have set up a large defense, more soldiers.
Right.
But yeah, that's about it at that point when they come in like these caretakers, it's just over.
Oh yeah, for sure. As soon as the Goma get going with these caretakers, it's very, very difficult as any faction to deal with. One of the weaknesses of the caretaker, though, is that it is a very squishy unit. If you can get in on them, you can definitely take out a bunch of them before they can deal any big damage. But the problem is, honestly, just getting to the caretakers because they have such good range and they do such good damage that it's difficult to even get near them. But anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I'll definitely be making some more videos like this in the future once I get some more replays back from the War of Twilight. I'll definitely have more guests join me on the show and do some more commentary. It won't all be Exodarian and myself. We'll definitely throw some diversity in the mix, both from the Hyrule Conquest community and the Zero AD community. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I'll leave a link to Exodarian's channel in the description below. And I hope you guys really enjoy this. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.